Come on, let's get this cracking.
It's me. Can you picture this? Baby, David, good looking, baby. See why I got another one. I see y'all. Yeah. Can you picture this? You know, rocking with CYPT. Podcast of the D with Claire and the crew. It's like my CTV. They be giving game out so much, you could take the same route. Especially if you take risks, this YouTube view makes sense.
Guys, I'm your host today, Bree. Welcome to our podcast, CYPT. Today's topic is healthy talks. We're going to be talking about sexual health awareness in Detroit. So let's go ahead and introduce our guests. Today we have Ruby Nzoma, Dr. Ruby Nzoma, a sexual health provider and advocate. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you into this profession?
I'm a nurse practitioner. I have been for about 5 years now. For the past 3 and maybe 3.5 years, I've been doing HIV prevention, first in Oakland County and now in the city of Detroit. So we're here with my team at Detroit Community Health Connection just to talk about a little bit of what we do.
Okay. Moving on, we also have Daryl Johnson in the studio, a key figure in prevention services as a PrEP navigator and outreach assistant. Can you please tell us a little bit about your journey and what got you started in this business?
Oh, wow. I've been advocating first for over 20 years in the LGBTQ plus community. I worked normal jobs, other places, and I was always advocating and helping navigate them through processes of getting HIV tests and everything. So my best friend, London, shout out to London, told me, like, you need to start just getting paid for it. And here I am.
Okay. And last but not least, we have Philshana Wilson, also a PrEP navigator and advocate for raising awareness. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I have been with DCHC for like 10 years, and I was like kind of forced into the role that I am, which is pretty cool. I've been in the role at this point for over a year now. Okay. So I've been focusing on the sexual health, and it's been pretty good.
Well, that's nice.
And she gets to work with us. So.
Yeah, y'all seem like a fun team.
Can't beat that. I'm just saying.
So today we're going to be talking about the mission of DCHC PrEP team, and DCHC is the Detroit Community Health Connection. So can you just let us know what you're exploring right now on your team and what your mission is?
Okay, I'll start. So the mission of DCHC PrEP team is to work with the national strategy for ending HIV epidemic in the United States. So what we do is HIV testing, STI testing treatment, and PrEP or pre-exposure prophylaxis, and also PEP, which is post-exposure prophylaxis.
Can you tell us what PrEP stands for?
Okay, so PrEP is pre-exposure prophylaxis, and what it is a group of medications that people can take who have sexual activities that may put them at increased exposure for HIV transmission. So you take it before exposure, so before you have any kind of condomless sex, and then it's very effective at decreasing your risk of contracting HIV sexually, and even if you're someone that uses IV drug use. Whereas post-exposure prophylaxis is for someone who's had an exposure, so a needle stick, a needle injury, condomless sex, and then within 72 hours you can take some of the same medications and it decreases that risk of HIV transmission.
Okay. You want to add anything?
Oh, yeah. Another mission of the Detroit Community Health Connection PrEP team is to educate everyone on letting them know that PrEP is for everyone, not just LGBTQ community, not just transgender. It's for everyone.
Yeah. And it's not just for people with HIV. It's for people without HIV.
Yeah.
Okay. That kind of ties into my next question, just discussing the state of sexual health in Detroit and some things that people should know or different challenges that you would like to address that you kind of see in like everyday life in your profession?
It's the stigma of because PrEP, the medication is an HIV drug. So people don't want to have that bottle in their home because if you Google it, it's going to say it's an HIV med. So that's one of the barriers of why people will not.
Because it comes off as like it's already something that's
that they have, yep.
Okay.
I kind of really forgot what the question was.
The state of sexual health in Detroit.
I remember what I was going to say. So, Detroit, like a lot of major cities, has a lot of incidences of all STIs, including HIV, including syphilis. But Detroit itself has a large amount of folks that are actually living with HIV, so that is why the funding from the Ending the Health HIV Epidemic was provided to Detroit. So it's national. There's a lot of counties, but Wayne County is one in Detroit itself. And there's several zip codes where the numbers are high. So that's how the money was distributed. And that is how our team is able to exist, because we get funding from the government to be able to do our part at ending the HIV epidemic.
So does your address have to say Detroit for you to be qualified to come to your
No,
team?
no. We don't turn away anybody.
Okay, that's nice. So just out of curiosity, do you guys have any personal stories that you would like to share just about your experience? No names or nothing.
No labor violation.
I done had so many wild experiences doing outreach. Like the different stories you hear from people of the scares that they get from almost contracting HIV it's crazy. So when I sit at the table and they tell me thank you for doing this, that is like great to hear because they didn't know. They don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I can say since I have been on the team, we have like actually encountered where we seen the person and we could have got them on PrEP and they didn't get on PrEP, and then like 6 months later we find out they HIV positive. So, it's kind of definitely needed out there, and it should be talked about, so that people can know about it.
What are some ways you think it could be exposed a little better, like as far as information or more people knowing about your program that you have going on?
Well, since we decided to lose our podcast virginity together, this is one example of how we can get the word out. Because like Foshana said earlier, some people think that PrEP is for people living with HIV. Right. And as Daryl said, some people think that PrEP is only for certain people. So PrEP is probably not going to be that helpful for people who aren't having sex at all. But those people also may just want to get started taking PrEP before they start having sex. But really, if you're someone that is sexually active, then PrEP may be for you. So that's one of the main things that we want to get across, right? Because it's the sexual activities that put you at a higher risk of exposure, more so than who you having sex with, right? Because it doesn't matter who you have sex with if they're not living with HIV. Right? So part of that is just that simple thing, letting people know what it is, how it may be a benefit for them, because when you assess your own risk or think about your own activities, you may be more apt to think that it may be for you once you see that it is actually an option. But when you're totally just in a bubble of where you think it's for other people, then it's not as helpful. But social media, which we'll give y'all our socials at the end, we use that to advertise. And we try to be out in the community. And Daryl can tell you about all the community events that we go to. We're out here.
You want to tell us about something?
Okay. We do Gospel Against AIDS. We go to we don't go to all the Pride events, but we go to the main Pride events here. I sit on the council of MHAC, the Michigan HIV/AIDS Council. I'm a co-chairperson on the community engagement. So through that avenue, I'm able to spread information that we have going on, and it spreads out to a broader audience. So not only are we contacting or what was that, meeting or touching people in Detroit and surrounding, we go up to the Upper Peninsula now. So, yeah.
And we also have a billboard. We just got it.
Oh, yeah.
Between, 6 miles, 6 and 7
Oh,
miles.
yeah, on 75 between 6 and 7 mile going south.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to check that out.
We're trying to
That's
get the
pretty
word
cool.
out.
Yeah.
We have a few more be popping up around your neighborhood soon.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
fine.
tired of seeing that.
So
Never that.
moving on to insights, what are some valuable lessons you've learned while working in the field of sexual health, and how do these lessons help guide your efforts?
I can say that it first kind of starts with the primary care. Like, you know, that's where the word needs to, like, start once you go to your doctor and get your physical or your well visits and stuff like that. Then the doctors can kind of push on it, especially if you got high STI rates and you're always coming in, you got STI. So they would be perfect candidates for PrEP, but it's not talked about within the outside of, you know, PrEP people or somebody who already know about PrEP. So if they don't know about it, they should be informed about it.
And I would say you just need to normalize HIV testing as just part of your normal care, normalize STI testing, normalize talking about PrEP. The CDC says that everybody should be talked about PrEP if they're sexually active. So that's one of the things. But as far as insights, for me, I'm somebody who has always been interested in sexual health. I have done some extra training in sexual health, but what's most insightful for me is just recognizing myself in the people I encounter in the community, the patients that come to see me, because the stigma is what's keeping our rates high. It's killing us, right? And it's because we can't see the humanity in other people, and also you can't see just how the things that you take for granted other people are suffering from.
Right.
Oh, you want me to say No, but like honestly, I just feel like I should just be myself. The insight I get is the openness of the patient once I go in a room, because I'm not coming in a room because I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to come in stone-faced. I'm coming in essentially just speaking to your friend. So they open up a little more, and then you got Philshana coming in right after me, and she just as silly as I am, and then you got Ruby coming in. Our dynamic is just crazy. So they just feel so welcome, and they feel open to talk about it, and they're not scared to get the test. They're not scared to get the medication. So it's just who you encounter will make you decide what you want to do.
Yeah.
The patients are fun. They just drive what we do. We
Be
like
crazy.
talking to people. I didn't realize I was supposed to be stone-faced. I'm going to try that
No,
tomorrow.
don't do that.
No. We like feeling comfortable when we
Yeah.
go to the doctor in general. So then for that to be the topic as well, I think it makes it more comfortable to have people that you can relate to or laugh with.
Because
a
I'm
little
very
bit.
loud. Very loud.
And providers are not comfortable talking about sex. We are, but there are very few people or none that come to see us, right?
She just got that way. Hanging with us.
Kicking and screaming, we getting her together.
Man.
But most people who come to see us are having sex, right? So that kind of takes the elephant out of the room. It's not, you know what I mean? So you know if you're coming to see us, we're going to be talking about sexual things. So we're pretty comfortable. Everybody needs to work on themselves, though. There's, your biases and all of that stuff. You have them. You're human. You just put that out the door, and then you just create a space where patients can be comfortable, like Daryl said. And then, because this is touchy stuff. When you start asking people what parts of the body they having sex with, what they putting in here, taking out of here,
And you'll be surprised.
surprised.
yeah. So it's like you have to just be able to say, okay, well, good. Or sometimes I'm like, for real though? And then I check it down for something to try later. But, you know, it's just we just like to have that level of professionalism. We still are professional. We may be silly. We know what we're doing. We know what we're talking about. We give our patients excellent care, but we just have a good time as well.
And you don't be there all day either.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that you all have that you're working on right now, like upcoming events or different things you're doing in the community that the people can look forward to?
Well, we do have a Women in Prep brunch. It's it's centered on women. Particularly this time is because women are the highest rate of HIV recipients. So we're
In
focused
Detroit or like in general?
in
So
general.
if you look at the big scope of the numbers, then it would be Black men that are gay or bisexual, right? But out of the 18% of women that are diagnosed with HIV per the recent stats, 54% of those women are Black. Okay, and then out of the 2% of transgender women that have been diagnosed with HIV, 46% of them are Black women, right? So that's saying there's a problem generally with Black folks anyway, which is evidenced by any kind of health condition that you can think of. The burden is always highest on us. But as Daryl said earlier, there's a lot of focus on other communities when it comes to prevention, when it comes to HIV advocacy. And so it's important to us now, especially since National Black HIV, AIDS, and Awareness Day is coming up on February 7th, that we do something that's specifically for Black women, right? The data says that things that reduce barriers to PrEP for Black women is having Black providers, having people that look like them when they come into the clinic. So we have been working on that. DCHC is pretty Black, but, you know, our team is this. And then this is a way for us to continue to work on our same mission of ending the HIV epidemic, but doing something specifically for Black women. We running it with mostly Black women and Daryl and another man. But this is something that's very important to us. It was important to me. My team got right on board with me. We're doing it on February 10th down at the Michigan State University Detroit Center on Woodward. It was invitation. Well, you had to RSVP. It wasn't invitation only. We had it on our socials and everything. We still have a few spots left. Our plan is to provide good information in a small enough chunk that is easily digestible, just so that women know what PrEP is, and that is for us too.
Right.
And then we should have some good food too.
Hopefully. I want some fake mimosas.
Mimosas.
Okay. Well, I didn't really have any more questions for you all. Is there anything that you all want to add before I close this out?
Yeah, don't be scared to come see us. We at 611 Martin Luther King Boulevard, Detroit, Michigan, 48201. We're always there. Well, I'm always there. They're at our other clinic on Monday, but
Right.
They're there Tuesday through Friday. We're always there. We do free STI testing, no insurance required. Just come on and see us. Ask for Daryl, Ruby, or Phil Shina. They're going to know what you're there for, and they're going to get you straight to us.
Yep. We do free HIV testing as well. We can do all kinds of linkage if you need PrEP, whether you have insurance or not. What's our number? 313-832-2932.
And you said your social media as well?
Yeah, it's DCHC Prep on Instagram. It's DCHC Prep on Twitter, now X. We don't have a Facebook page. But, yeah.
We on some other sites, too.
Oh, I have an account on Jack and Grindr and all those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's where we get paid. We want y'all to know we out here grinding.
I'm everywhere.
Because we have something good going on to provide to patients. We just want y'all to know we here. Come holler at us and we'll take good care of you.
I really love that y'all doing this with the community. I think one place this is needed is like in high schools and things like that, or schools in general.
Well, we
trying
thought
to
that
get
too.
there.
We're trying to get there.
There's rules when you.
When you got to
when you
because you
want
need parent consent. You need a lot.
If you let us put our truck out in the park, we do come to the folks.
But we
right?
are planning to do something with children, but we just need we want it to be a parent and child prep thing, so the parent can learn and the child can learn.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Well, thank you, Daryl, Ruby, and Philshana. We really appreciate having you as guests, and I hope our viewers just get into this conversation.
Get on prep.
Yeah, get on prep.
All right, do you appreciate us with cash or?
I appreciate y'all. From me and the CYPT fam.
Okay, I like that song in the beginning.
That
I was
was
like,
good.
okay. I wasn't prepared for that.
That's our jingle.
Is that Lance on the ones and
Yeah.
twos?
You have just listened to the Can You Picture This podcast? The podcast for the strongest, fastest, most powerful t-shirt/print shop on this side of the Eastern Seaboard. You can catch us in the heart of Detroit, Greenfield and Grand River, Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Our address is 14223 Greenfield Road, Detroit, Michigan 48227. Our phone number is 313-273-5000.